Hello, welcome once again to Two Idiots Doing a Sport podcast. I am Nate, joined by co-host Daniel. We are once again on an adventure to prove that we know ball more than the average analyst. Today, that's not going to be hard to prove because Stephen A. decided to mention that Trump was intentionally targeting the NBA over gambling probes that we'll get over later in the episode. But hey, numbnuts, this investigation's been going on for 2 years. You know who was in office 2 years ago? I can give you a hint. It wasn't Trump. So, thank you for once again bringing politics into sports. Clearly you don't know what the heck you're talking about. And he also said he was going to target the WNBA next. Respectfully, who's betting on the WNBA minus the Angel Reese bricks? Like, bro, just stop it. You're ridiculous. So that he took a big fat L today, and he's an idiot for sure. We don't have any announcements, so our breakdown for the episode, we're gonna start MLB likable to least likable. We got a new game that we'll be playing that will eventually take over for Pickle and Batter Up while it's hockey season, and it's called Hurdle. So we will discuss that in a little bit. And we'll also probably switch over to hockey or football immaculate grid when the time comes. But for now, we still have Pickle, batter Up, and then we'll try out that Hurdle game, as I mentioned. Randomized championship, that'll always be a thing until we've guessed all the championships to ever exist. Baseball, we got some World Series updates and a wiffle ball update. Let's go, baby. If you know, you know. RIP the Predators. That's all I gotta say. Nice try, Diddy. Hockey, we're gonna do some who's hot, who's not. Not a whole ton of news, and then our typical Stars and Hawks updates. NBA, Nico Harrison rant. I mean that's nothing new. Especially what is going on with the Mavs and Luka in particular. And we're going to go over the gambling probe with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier. Those will be the main guys we'll be covering. And then NFL, no winless teams anymore. Thanks to Brees Hall for destroying my fantasy team today. Unbelievable. We're going to discuss if the Bills and Ravens are back to their normal thing. And shout out to my buddy who said Caleb Williams is better than Drake Maye. We'll get into why he's completely wrong and kind of tease him for his take. And then we'll have a brief point or two for college ball. But first, why not actually spice things up? Let's start with Hurdle Day. Let's try out the new game. I can't share my screen because, that's annoying. Okay, hang on. You're going to have to give me a minute because I forgot. I'm on edge because Chrome wanted to be stupid. You know what? I'm just going to pull up Immaculate Grid because I'm kind of struggling to find it. So I'm sorry, chat. Oh, man, that's so annoying. We will work that out. Daniel, you get to pick a grid. And while we go over that, I will try to find Hurdle.
If you need me to get Hurdle up, I definitely can.
I should be able to. It's not an issue. I just couldn't find it like immediately. Is all. I just didn't think about the fact I needed all this stuff on my actual browser. But where are we going for Immaculate Grid?
Let's do number 2.
Holy crap. I think we've started number 2 actually. I could be wrong. No, we haven't on this browser. No, we haven't actually. I don't recognize this. So, the rows are Yankees, Astros, and Mets. Columns, Nationals, All-Star, and World Series champ on the World Series roster. So they had to have been on the World Series roster for it to occur.
Did Josh Bell ever play for any of those 3 teams? Because he played for Washington multiple times.
I don't think he did.
Okay. I just wasn't 100% sure, and I don't think he did, but if you remembered it, then
John Doolittle. He would have played for, well, maybe not.
I don't think so. I think he only played for the Nationals, the Reds, Oakland, obviously. At least
I
that's all
mean,
I don't
we
remember
could
him.
we could try to knock out all stars at least. So he does have to.
Um,
Okay, so this is where I get a little confused. When paired with a team, so he does. I don't think he had to have gotten an all star with this team. Because what I want to do is type Jacoby Ellsbury just to be funny and piss Yankee fans off and Red Sox fans off a little bit. But I don't know if it's. It does say it's a
I
team
think
with
it
a.
has
Oh,
to
hang
be.
on. It has to be, right? Oh,
Yeah,
because a team
it has
not
to
yeah
be.
yeah. It can only be non-category with non-category. Yeah, okay. No, then he did not do that. Um, I mean, I'm sure Roy Oswald did it at some point. So,
Oh, had to have.
yeah, 1%. Mets, do we think Carlos Beltran has done it? I'm sure he,
I mean, with New York, most likely.
yeah. I'll do
I
it.
mean,
Let's
that's.
go.
I feel like where he was a very. Yeah.
Yeah. Good polls and Yankees.
I mean, I feel like the obvious.
See, we could do CC Sabathia.
I
He
mean,
made the
yeah,
Hall of
because
Fame.
your obvious is going to be Jeter, A Rod,
Yeah, I think we do
Judge,
Sabathia here.
all those guys. Yeah, I
I
feel
was
like it'd
debating
be
Teixeira
relevant.
too, but yeah, Sabathia is going to be pretty low. All right, what's his
Um,
champ? What's his roster?
for the
Uh,
Yankees Nationals, Pudge Rodriguez.
what?
I'm pretty sure he played for the Yankees. I know he played for the Nationals.
Wow. When was this? I just remembered he played for the Nationals briefly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was at the end of his career when he played
It
for
was. It
the
was.
Yankees.
Oh, for the Yankees. 'Cause I remember Marlins, Rangers, was it Astros? Did he play for the Astros?
I think
Am I
so.
making that up? I think I'm making that up. I don't remember. I'm not gonna worry about it. That's a good poll. So, Brett Gardner, he had to been on that World Series roster in '09.
Had to have. No,
Yeah,
there's no reason. There's no way he wasn't.
yeah. I'm gonna go Brett Gardner. 1%, 0.9111. These are good polls. I mean, they're not mythical polls by any means, but Astros World Series roster. Who was their catcher in 2017? Like, do you remember like either their catchers? That'd be a kind of
I
a.
mean, Maldonado.
Oh, we gotta do Maldonado. It was
I'm
Martin,
pretty sure.
right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he was the.
Holy crap, he's the highest on this list at 4. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful,
That's
do we not?
crazy.
It could just be because the other teams are just I don't know. That seems that's wild to me.
Um,
That's World Series roster. Noah Syndergaard, Matt Harvey. Who's their closer in 2015? You know what? Do Daniel Murphy. Oh, was he on them? I gotta think about what he had to have been. He was the NLCS MVP. What? There's no
honestly,
way.
I don't
There's
think he
there's no
was.
way. I've talked about with. Am I getting this confused with a different Murphy? He literally killed the Cubs in the 2015 NLCS, so I don't understand why he wouldn't have been. This is wrong. Hang on. World Series roster, Mets. He was on the Mets in 2015. During the 8th inning of Game 4 of the World Series against the Kansas City Royals.
They have to have one.
Have to have won? Oh, World Series champ. I didn't see champ.
I was gonna say I didn't think they won it in 2015.
No, they didn't. I
That was
didn't read that. I just saw World Series in World Series roster. Oh, my dyslexia kicked in there. That's really annoying. Um,
for the Astros Nationals. Maddox, not the Greg, but Mike
Mike.
Maddox.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. You said Astros Nationals? Let me make sure that's
Yeah.
hell of a poll.
What is that photo? He don't look like that anymore.
I think Paul LaDuca played for both. I could be making this up. Okay, can I not spell Paul LaDuca? What a poll. Alright, I'm going to do one more keep guessing because I was an idiot and read that wrong. Also, that rarity score for our percentages is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. So we have to go back to 86 or 69 if you know anybody on the Miracle Mods.
I mean, Daryl Strawberry is like the first one that comes to my mind, but I feel like that's going to be a higher one.
Was Keith Hernandez? He might not have been. That's my guess. I'm going to throw out Keith Hernandez. He was.
Was Lenny Dykstra 8% for Keith Hernandez? Interesting.
He has an asterisk. That's really interesting.
I wonder if that's just because that's extra inning guesses.
Extra. Yeah. All right. Well, for me being an idiot and not knowing how to read, we'll count that as 9 for 9. That's not Daniel's fault. That's me being a moron. So, okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's why I'm struggling to find this. Can I go to Google on here? Oh, I have to. God. Oh, this is very annoying. I'm trying to find hurdle hockey game. There we go. It's because Yahoo's garbage. Yahoo's so stupid.
That is true.
Yeah, let's use Yahoo. Alright, so we're finally over at hurdle here. And, so we have to show the silhouette, and I have to we get 8 guesses based on that silhouette. So,
So my first guess was David.
well, we'll just go with McDavid. Jersey number, he's in the West.
So it's
He's a,
Vancouver or Calgary, right? No, they're from the nation's capital. Never mind. So Pacific Division. My knowledge for hockey is very low. Eichel. Who's the goalie for Vegas?
Aiden Hill is one of them.
I mean, I know he's Canadian.
It is Vegas. Not a goalie, though. Jersey numbers even lower. I don't know jersey numbers. Is this William Carlson? No. He's older. I gotta think younger here right now.
So it's a wing or a defender. I can see him. Is it Riley? Is his last name Riley? Riley Smith, I think.
I think Riley Smith's too old, but we could try it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's even lower than 19.
God dang.
So it's a left defender or a wing.
I'm trying to. What's a stupid name? There's a rookie that they have, or it's like his second year. Is I think it's I always forget it. And it ends in ov, so that doesn't really limit it. Does it start with a V? It starts with V or L. Doesn't help. It's yellow. Yellow's within 2 years though, and I think that guy's 24. I mean, no, Mitch Marner's probably too old. How old is this? We might not be doing this for a hot minute.
Oh, yikes.
That's crazy. Okay, that's good to know. I gotta study up on hockey, to be fair. I'm like, oh my gosh. Is his name Ivan? No, it's not Barbashev.
Is there a Reinhardt on the team?
I think Sam Reinhart's too old, but we could try it. Yeah, that's Florida anyway. Oh, this is gonna piss me off. Um,
What
oh,
about
hang
Noah Hannafin?
on. I think
Or is
Hannafin's
he
too
too old?
old. Yeah.
I also don't
Uh,
know what if he's Canadian.
it was a defenseman. So it wasn't the guy I was thinking of. Who is it? Oh, that was our seventh guess. I'm sorry.
Is it McNabb?
I think McNabb's too old too. I'll throw it out there. I would not have gotten Nicholas
Yeah.
Haig.
No, that was not on my.
I'm gonna start starting up. I'm gonna like learn like 5 players a team until we can nail this. Although I don't know how often we're gonna use this because clearly it's not very well up kept. Because
Also, to be fair, we found this today.
we did. Um, gosh, that was stupid me. They just randomly searched pickle instead of typing MLB pickle. Well, okay, well, we're doing pickle now, and I mean, of course, he's American. Um, not screw it. We'll find
Okay,
out if he's in the AL.
I did find another one
Nope.
that actually has Mitch Marner on the right one. It's called Angle.
Angle. Might have to do angle then, but not today. All right, so we know they're in the NL. They
I think
pitch
you have
and
the
throw lefty.
wrong screen share.
I'm an idiot. I'm really not locked in. I'm just so frustrated over Brees Hall and having to use Microsoft Edge chat. I'm so mad. But
Alrighty. Let's see. So NL West. Blake Snell. I don't know how old Snell is.
it's probably within the. Oh, for the love! This is ridiculous. Wow, it's a good guess. He is. I imagine he's 30. I could be wrong. I almost guessed Merrill Kelly. I was like, oh,
Who's the left? Who?
who's the Padres pitcher? Friggin'
Robbie Ray.
I think
He's with
Robbie Ray. You nailed it.
so he's with the Giants.
All right, we got it, guys. Let's go.
Look at that. Look at how quick that was.
That was so easy. Chat, batter up, app, and then I have to share. I mean, I know it's not Cal, but come on, it's obligatory at this point. That did absolutely nothing. That's astonishing. I watch as much baseball as you do nowadays, so I also am just not very good at paying attention to batting stances. Um, we know he's not American.
Just throw this out there. Junior Caminero. I don't think it's him, but
Well, it's probably. Oh, I guess. Yeah, it could be AL. Hang on. NL East. It's NL East for sure.
well, it says yellow for AL and AL. So
Oh
would it
yeah,
be AL
duh. It'd
Central?
be AL Central. Yeah, you're right.
Do I don't think it's that. Michael Garcia. I don't know what nationality he is.
That's the
He's
right ballpark.
Venezuelan.
We got two teams knocked out. It's gonna be White Sox, isn't it?
Do Sosa. I don't know. Um, Lenyon. Yeah.
Thank God.
Hmm.
Do we know if
It's not no. It's not him.
that's a bummer? But I mean, at least we got
I
it
say
to
I
be the
know his
Guardians.
batting stance.
It was more of a just try to get the right team kind
Gabriel
of thing.
Arias.
Oh boy.
Those.
Um,
It's got to be Rocchio, unless it's a backup. CC. IO. Oh, HIO.
got it. AKA you carried. Okay. Oh, this is so dumb, but I'd have to log in to share the wheel. Unfortunately, that's just gonna take too much time. So you're just gonna have to trust that I spin the right thing. So we're on to randomized championship. You can hear the noise, and it is oh NBA just missing out on MLB.
If it said the WNBA, I would not have believed you.
That is fair. That is fair. I would have texted that picture to be in all honesty. I would have been like, "We're doing it." It's kind of wild that we haven't landed on it yet. I know we only have one for it, but we've been doing this for a bit now,
Yeah, we have.
and the fact that we still haven't landed on it is a little crazy. But I'll get the randomizer up in a second. I just want to make sure I'm pulled up to the NBA. Where is NBA? NFL. It's MLB. Okay, well, let me randomize here. Can't find that. I'm pretty sure. No, actually, I do need the NBA because. Let's just type in Celt. I'm just going to find the Celtics. There we go. Need to put a space there. All right. So, first one is in 1947, 2025. I'm going to say 1989. I bet it says 1989. And 1973. Oh, boy. Is that the Bucks? That's really close to Milwaukee winning it. No. I think they won in 71. When did the Bucks last win? Was that 2021 or 2022?
Oh, I don't remember.
Either way, I think it was 50 years since they had won. I think. So I don't think this is the Bucks, but it might be. You could always just guess Celtics. Oh, is this the Knicks? This is close to the Knicks too. I The Knicks win one in the 70s. Oh my gosh. I think they win 72 and I think the Bucks win 50, 71. I think. I could either be a total ball mower or just be way off course. To the Washington. Wonder if the super. Do we think it's the Supersonics? I think the Supersonics went to. Oh man. So. Well, if it's the Supersonics, they don't beat the Celtics or Lakers. They beat like the Blazers or. Oh no, I'm sorry. They'd be in the West. I think they beat the Bullets at the time. The Bullets. Oh, I want to. Do you have any guesses? Like any idea?
No shot. I mean, one of the teams that I'm going to throw in the ring are just the Lakers. I feel like
Yeah,
that's almost a
that's
solid
that's
choice.
probably fair. I'm gonna go a bit riskier here. I'm gonna guess Supersonics beat the Bullets. So I'm down to a couple. That's my official guess. I'm probably wrong. It's close to this timeline though.
I'm going to have the
It might be the
Lakers.
Knicks.
I'm going to have the Lakers beating. I guess we'll just go Boston because I have absolutely no clue.
That's a safe guess, and there's a good chance you're probably right. There's a very good chance. Knicks and Lake. No, it was the Knicks. No, I thought they were 72. That's brutal. Oh, I got nothing right. You got one right because you had the Lakers winning.
I'll take the one.
Oh, that sucks. Really quickly. I'm just Googling Supersonics. I'm so heated. When did. Oh. 19. Okay, they won in the later 7. Okay, I wasn't that close. I was right about the Knicks, though. Oh, I should have just said Knicks. I thought they were a year before. That's tough. We might do another one later. That was a good one. That one made us think. That's kind of the goal. So let me type out the Knicks beat Lakers. Doesn't matter. LeBron, Luca, doesn't matter. Knicks in 5. I know I didn't rhyme. I didn't really put in an effort to try though. So, this is where things get really frustrating because I have to go back and forth here. I think that's all for. Oh, let's go to our icebreaker now. So, now anybody that hasn't been living under a rock, watching our pod, we've been doing a likable to least likable series for each sport. Just listing who we think, if a team won a championship, who people would be the most versus least excited about. I'm going to let you start this again since you're more into baseball, and then I'll start hockey. So I'll let you go first here. Who do you think is the least hated team, I guess
I
we
honestly
could
haven't
say?
even thought about this. I'm gonna just put Colorado Rockies here.
That's fair.
um, yeah,
God,
I'm looking through
still,
the rest of them, and I'm gonna say the Colorado Rockies.
this is
They just haven't been relevant. I don't think ever. Um,
why is
it's just been a tough since I've been watching baseball, which is about 20 years at this point. It's just been a tough couple decades for them. They had a beautiful stadium, but
Yeah, they do. That's
they
pretty
just
sweet.
aren't ever competitive, unfortunately. And I'm looking at this. It says MLB standings the last 5 years, and they only have 288 wins, which is kind of sad.
That is horrifying. Okay, that's gonna piss me off. That's doing that. I'm gonna format it later. It's annoying the crap out of me. That's doing this now.
Crazy thing is, the Rays have 405, and they are atop the East. I don't know when this came out, but
The
go
Rays
crazy.
have been low key consistent, minus
Yeah.
this year, and so
Well,
that's
even this year, I think they finished 81 and 81 or something
no,
close
they
to it.
they they had 77. They were close, but they finished a few games under. They lost the last four, so that's probably what they were 77 and
Okay.
81. There are a lot of teams on this list. There are a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, screw the Marlins. Uh, is there a little bias? I'm gonna go Pirates. I'm gonna go the Pittsburgh Pirates here.
Sure.
I mean, I know they're in a market that have the Steelers and Penguins, so that probably theoretically could affect them a bit. But I mean, when you have trade rumors around Paul Skeens, 5 starts into his career, I mean, you deserve to be up to like that's just depressing. That's just heart wrenching,
Yeah. I
and
also feel that ownership is horrible.
their ownership is just, like the top two teams here. I mean, I'd probably argue the Athletics is the worst of the two, of the three, but they're also owners that are just not going to go anywhere anytime soon. That just really just dragged the fan base down. So, um, but yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh finally gets a talent unlike the other two, on the level of Paul Skeens. He could be gone in 2 years. That's just unfathomable. So,
Yeah.
um, who are you going at number three?
I'm gonna put Washington here, the Nationals. Um, I understand they have recently won a World Series. I also feel like up until that World Series, they hadn't been super relevant. Then they got a bunch of talent. Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Zimmerman was the two Zimmermans were very rootable. So even when they won the World Series, I was excited for them. Strasburg was supposed to be the next big thing, could never stay healthy. Now they're just really young, and I feel like they've had a huge fall off from that World Series and just have gone back down to being, unfortunately, the gutters of the NL other
Yeah.
than Colorado. And so I feel like for the fans, if they were to win a World Series, I would be right alongside with them, cheering for them and wanting them to win it.
I'm debating Daniel here when I'm typing Los Angeles. I'm going the Angels here. I know it's kind of crazy. Um, there was 3 teams I was looking at this spot in the AL West. Three. I mean, that's just absurd. Really, 4 of the 5 could be up in the top 10 in this division, and then the Astros. Um, but the reason being I picked the Angels here, you got to pull up with the Dodgers. You have one of the best baseball movies of all time, Angels in the Outfield. You had Otani, you had Trout, and you didn't do jack squat with that. And I just feel so bad for the fans. Um, ownership's cheap. I mean, they weren't like 10 years ago, but they weren't spending their money wisely whatsoever. You had to put up with Anthony Rendon. I mean, that's punishment enough, and that kind of pushed me over the edge just a little bit. Again, I know, the Mariners haven't even made the World Series versus the Angels won it in '02. So there could be some controversy there. The Athletics literally had to move. I mean, look at the website. They don't even have a city. I never even noticed this. Every team has their city listed here. The Athletics just says Athletics, and like that could be their big case. But like, you have 9 titles, so I mean, it's like it's hard. But I think yeah, that's just watching Angels. That's rough. And thoughts and prayers to them during these trying times. So that's our list. I'm sure there's a lot to talk about. There are a lot of teams that could have qualified here. I mean,
Oh,
Cincinnati, the
yeah.
Marlins. I mean, I'm a little biased against them, but I mean, they go through a lot of crap.
I mean, Seattle can still be down here.
Seattle absolutely could have been on there. If the Rangers didn't want to tie, I mean, you could debate them too. White Sox, I know they're a big market. The Twins could be up there. The Royals could be up there.
I mean, you could put the Rays, even though they've been
You could put the
the
Rays. You could put
consistency.
Baltimore. There are a lot of teams that you could put up here. Um, So, but yeah, this is why we put MLB off a little bit compared to the other two, is because the other teams in sports kind of had more I mean, NBA, we learned there's quite a few actually that was like this too, but it's not to the extent of MLB. I don't think there are a lot of teams in the MLB like I sympathize with, especially in the salary cap, non-salary cap. Sorry, in the deferred money era. Um, these fans have to put up with ownership that's not willing to spend or can't compete with the Dodgers. So, um, but yeah, that is our bit there. So we got through our fun little games. Let's get through our talking points. So really quickly, we could talk MLB, and before we talk MLB, I'm give a quick shout out to the Wiffle Ball League I watch, MLW. Shout out, love them. I fell down on my knees at a Walmart. My Mallards finally made the World Series, first time since 2018. Look out, we're cooking. Last 3 years, we were a number 1 or 2 seed and choked in the wild card or championship series. So feels good. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Love to see it. So that's literally has no relevancy to the MLB, but like I was riding on a high into today because of that video. So just had to give him a little shout out. But World Series updates. Do you have anything to really quickly cover over there? I'll let you.
Yeah,
Nothing
well,
in particular for me, minus that we're off into Game 3.
yeah. Series tied 1-1. I feel like I hate to say this, but I feel like for Toronto that's a win. Um,
Yeah.
Taking one at home. I saw something in Game 1 that teams that are coming off a clean sweep playing on the road against a Game 7 team are like 0-7. I'm like, that is the most ESPN stat that I think I've ever heard of. Also, apparently, Dodgers are 1-11 in Game ones in their last World Series, which is absolutely wild.
That's crazy.
So, granted, the Dodgers took the lead early in Game 1. They went up 2-0. Varsho then responded with a 2-1 absolute bomb to center field. Then they go on and win that game 11-4. They looked like they were just the better team in that one. I think, they were doing what they have to do to actually win this World Series, like we were talking about last time. Like they fought every single at bat. I think Snell was out in the fifth or in the sixth inning. He didn't get through six. He faced, I think, the first couple hitters and then got knocked out. And then that's when the Blue Jays continued to go on their little rally. But Snell, I think, was like at 90 something pitches already, and that's how the Blue Jays have to go about the series. They have to scrap and claw and
Yeah.
get these guys pitch counts up, as we saw what happened last night or Saturday night, whenever it was out. Yamamoto pitched a complete game, went 9 innings, and they lost 4-1. So they didn't scratch and claw. I feel like they had a different approach against Yamamoto, and I think it worked in the first inning. They didn't score in the first inning, but I think they ambushed him really well. A lot of people in this playoffs, when they see Yamamoto try to get into deep counts with him, it hasn't worked. And so I think Toronto tried to flip that on its head and jump on him early. He was at 20 pitches after the first inning, and then the rest of the time didn't throw, I think, over 12 pitches in
Mm-hmm.
So Yamamoto adjusted, which good for him. That's what you got to do as a pitcher. They're trying to ambush you and attack you, so he attacked them a different way and got them to swing and miss a lot and roll over or weak contacts. And so the Dodgers won 4-1. I wouldn't say the Dodgers up until I think it was the eighth inning or seventh inning. Dodgers also didn't look good. Gossman was
Pitching
throwing.
very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once again it's one of those instances where I feel like he was left in a little too long. I will say the homer that he gave up to Will Smith, it was a great pitch. Will
Full
Smith
count. Good
just turned
pitch.
on it.
He
It
just
was in on the
crushed it.
hands. It was a splitter in on the hands. Smith was expecting it. turned on it and just kept it fair. But
Should
overall,
have
I
been
feel
pulled
like,
after that though.
but it was, yeah, I would have pulled him after that. They didn't. Then the next hitter, he also gave up a home run to
Yeah.
Max Muncy. Once again, it also was not a bad pitch. Max Muncy just hit it the other way and snuck it out. So Gossman played well. I think just on the hitting side of things, they just got to go back to scrapping and clawing. Get to that Dodger bullpen. We saw what happens when they got to that Dodger bullpen, and they didn't get to that in game 2. So going back to LA, they gotta scrap and claw. They face Glass now in game 3, is what I heard. And Shohei, I think, in game 4, or they may switch them now that they're winning, or they tied the series. I'm not 100% sure, but when I was watching the game yesterday, that's what they said the lineup was going to be. Once again, it wasn't actually officially announced. That's just what they were hearing. So, I don't know who's going for that. I think it was, who's the Blue Jays' other starter? Can't think of him off the top of my head. But we'll see what
Not
happens.
Barrios.
It's not Barrios. There's another one. But Yasavage had another. He didn't look like himself in game 1.
But he was also pitching game 1 of the World Series with very, very little regular season experience.
Yeah, he now
against the Avengers.
Yeah, he now officially has more postseason starts than he does regular season starts.
It's pretty similar to what Evan Carter did.
Absolutely crazy and absolutely wild. So good for him. It's actually Scherzer that's going to start game 3.
Game 3, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on it?
If Scherzer's on, leave him in. Or try to pretend like you're going to pull him and piss him off. That's what I get. Try to get his psycho mode activated. That's what I would do. Fairly promising for Toronto, though. You took game 1 and you hit him well. And, you know, Yamamoto's been on another level right now, so I wouldn't be too shaken up by that. Just got to make sure you can try to keep up. You just got to keep doing the same thing with the other guys you're facing. Just make sure you're not giving up. You know, if Glasnow or Ohtani are only allowing 1 or 2 or none, make sure you're doing the same thing because you want to be able to at least keep pace until you get to their bullpen. You can get to their bullpen, you're gonna hit them. So
Bieber was the other one.
Bieber, yeah.
I know it.
How did I forget about Shane Bieber? Yeah, Bieber's game 4 though. But
yeah, no doubt.
But I think they could hit Glasnow. Yeah, I think they'll hit him enough that he won't pitch 9 innings, certainly. No. But we'll see. I think Yamamoto he's playing out of his mind, and there could be a very good chance he wins World Series MVP if or when the Dodgers do win it. So
yeah,
he's had a heck of a playoff.
He's had a heck of a season. His biggest.
Yeah. He just needed a year in the MLB, and I suspect that we could probably see similar stuff out of Sasaki. He had that injury too, but, you know, you just got to get the nerves of playing in the MLB out of the way, and then once year 2 comes around, you lock in. So
yeah, you got to see. I like Yamamoto. I hate that he plays for the Dodgers, but I think he's a really good pitcher.
He's got some disgusting stuff for sure. Objectively, he's good, dude. Good pitching. You just play for the Dodgers, so naturally I'm gonna hate you.
Yeah, so naturally we don't.
Yeah. It's nothing personal, Yamamoto. If he could have signed with Seattle or literally anybody else, but
I was gonna say, if you leave and go anywhere else.
Yeah, we'd love you.
We love you. You're a great player.
Unless we went to the Yankees. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, Dodgers still probably in control of their own destiny. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, that bullpen's a problem. The bullpen is always going to be a problem, so it's going to be close. But I think it's it for baseball for right now, though.
Yeah.
So now we could go over to NHL really quick. We're going to do really only a couple updates. We can start with our updates first. I'll let you jump into Dallas, what's going on there, what will things look like this week, how is it going?
Yeah, so Dallas is struggling a little bit. I didn't realize that we have so many injuries, apparently. We're really struggling with some guys that are out. Duchesne's been out. Rupe got hurt yesterday. Um, Lundqvist, Lundqvist, however you pronounce his last name, our right-handed defender that actually started this
Lundqvist, yeah.
year really hot, is also out and is going to be out for an extended period of time. And then obviously Jamie Benn is out. We've just been ravaged by injuries right now.
Fire your conditioning coach, bro.
Well, so
I know it's not probably not
yeah,
his fault.
Rupe
It's
got
just
absolutely slammed into the glass yesterday. I'm pretty sure he has a concussion. Um, and then Duchesne's hit was a little dirty, and I think he also has concussion. So,
look. All I'm saying is Jackson Dart had a concussion, and he came out
yep.
the next play because Dable's job was on the line. So,
Um, I think
oh
once we get
man.
all of our guys back healthy, and I mean, we're not like the worst. We're playing really good against really good teams, playoff teams that we should
And that's
possibly
a
be
promising
losing
thing.
to.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to see. But we're just struggling against lower competition teams. We lost 5-1 to the Blue Jackets. We lost 3-1 to St. Louis. Granted, St. Louis is a playoff team, but they haven't looked good to start the year. They've looked mediocre. And then we lost. Who did I say we lost to? I can't remember. But it was another team that's also looked kind of mediocre, mid.
Vancouver.
Yes,
Sorry, no,
Vancouver.
yeah,
They haven't like jumped off the page at you. They have some
stink of
really
mid.
bad losses. Um, they lost 8-3 against St. Louis, and it's just been an up and down year. Once again, I'll keep saying this probably for like the next 2 weeks. It's a new coach, new system. Guys are still trying to
Getting used
learn,
to that
trying to
system,
fit
yeah.
into it, trying to see where they thrive and where they don't. It'll come around. It always does. Um, we have Nashville next, which the way that we play against non-competitive teams is kind of a big, looking like a loss. But hopefully our guys kind of pick back up. Otter looks good. He's just not getting help on the defensive side at times. There's getting screened by his own guys. And it's just Otter will lock it in and be Otter whenever it matters the most. Like yesterday, he locked it in and looked good. Other than his second shot of the game where it was practically a one-on-one and poor guy got cooked. Let's just say that. And then Aho just sniped one, which we all
Aho's
know
nasty.
Sebastian Aho.
New York Islanders, Sebastian Aho. Actually, I don't know if he was with the Islanders anymore, um,
But yeah,
but
so
yeah, of
Stars
course.
just gotta get healthy and just gotta continue to learn and grow in the system.
Yeah, so up to this point, the Hawks, I think, have only played one game this week. They play tonight. We had a really long break after starting the year playing every other day for a little bit. So we took down Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay. Scored Donato scored off a rebound, I believe, to finish off Tampa Bay within the last like 15 seconds of the game. It's just great to see that we're getting to the point where we're finishing periods in their offensive zone and not, Spencer Knight trying to grasp for air because we're allowing 50 shots a night and we're getting 15. They did outshoot us 31-24, but that's a lot more reasonable, in my opinion, than 41-20, what we're normally used to in years past. So, and especially when you get the dub, that's even bigger. So, I know Tampa's struggling right now. I still believe they'll be a good team. Could they miss the postseason? It's entirely possible. They're getting older. They're getting up there in age, and the Blackhawks. They were literally the one seed in the West in 2017, lost to the Predators, and just fell apart. So that's just the way sports work. So they could fall apart at any time despite having the talent. So I'm sure missing Stamkos for a second year, missing his leadership hurting him a bit, but Bud's great. Hawks 4-2-2. We beat the team in first our division, the Utah Mammoth. So I had totally, me and LeBron were talking at the start of the year, and we discussed that we felt that Utah would be in first the Western the Conference Central Division at this point of the year. We did believe that would happen. So don't ask Russell Westbrook about how we know that though. So um, no, yeah, it's been great. Spencer Knight's been unbelievable. He's first in the NHL in expected goals allowed against. I mean, I gotta find this stat. It's unbelievable. I texted this. I texted this to my buddy the other day. Where'd he? Alright, maybe I DM'd it. I thought I texted it. Crap. Well, anyways, yeah, his expected goal. I get these confused. I think his expected goals allowed is supposed to be 19, but he's allowed 10, so he's killing it. So Spencer Knight's been amazing. The young talent's been amazing. Bedard looks confident, and he's been a bit grittier. It's been a good start to the year. Will he make the playoffs again? Still probably not. You know, it's a young team. We're gonna go through some growing pains at some point, but it's a good start to the year. So
Yeah. You sent it to me. It was
who's you?
expected
Crap.
goals allowed is 19, and then he's only actually given up 10.
hmm Yeah, because there was this other stat to the left. Yeah, he was like at 10. Then you add that with the goals allowed or something like that. Then it got to that total.
Yeah, he's currently 9.3 above his expected goal save.
Thank you. That's what it was. So he's number one in the league there. So we love to see it. That number will drop because that's pretty friggin' high, especially early in the year those numbers going to be inflated a little bit, but we'll take it. Spence has been great. Thank you, Florida. And yeah, it was a mutually even trade because they won a cup. Seth Jones is still Seth Jones. I don't care. I mean, of course, I'm going to be a hater of Seth Jones though. So who's hot? Who's not? I will cover who's not. You can cover who's hot. So I'll just start with who's not. Calgary. I drafted their goalie and I hate everything. One went out of the guy. Dustin Wolf, of course, I don't blame this entirely his fault. That team is just a mess right now. I felt like the last couple of years they kind of outplayed for the talent that they have. They're kind of a bad situation. And now they're finally kind of getting exposed for being the mid to egregious team that they are. Funniest part about Calgary being this bad, they won't win the McKenna sweepstakes. I guarantee it. They're just not a big enough market. Sorry, guys. It's just facts. The other team, Sharks, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, Celebrini, not better than Bedard. Cry about it. Get over yourselves. 1-5-2. Get ready to learn Seller Ease again, buddy. So, and your team is better than the Hawks last year. So, cry harder. Third off, you couldn't beat Lane Hudson for the Calder. Bedard won it. So, Cope, take the L. Love seeing the Sharks lose again because you guys are a delusional fan base. So you guys are struggling, and I love to see it. So, Daniel, tell the people who is on fire.
Yeah, so the first one we've kind of already discussed. The Utah Mammoths. They have, I'm pretty sure, have a 7-game win streak right now. Yeah, 7. I can't
Yep.
right. Their last loss was to Chicago.
Yeah,
Granted,
it was.
I'm not saying that these wins aren't impressive, but some of them are against teams that are literally in the bottom of their division, which you got to beat the teams that are in front of you, and they're beating the teams that are in front of you. So good job for the Utah Mammoths. Do I think that they're going to ultimately make the playoffs? I feel like they could sneak in and take a spot, like a St. Louis spot from last year or something like that. But long season, we'll see. The second team is the New Jersey Devils. They are on an 8-game heater, opposite from what the Utah Mammoths are doing. They have beaten some pretty solid teams. Panthers being one of them. Edmonton being another. We all know that Edmonton doesn't start great.
Never do.
But granted, it's still Edmonton. Still a Stanley Cup final team from last year. Then they beat Toronto. have taken down Colorado, and actually played
Brutal.
Colorado on Tuesday. So
Who
I
scheduled their schedule? What the heck? Good
so
for them. That's brutal.
yeah, they've beaten some really good teams. Minnesota's another one that's on the list, but Minnesota hasn't looked great to start the year. Once again, that's another playoff team from last year. Regardless, I think New Jersey's win streak is a little bit more impressive. I mean, yeah, they have one more win on their win streak, but also just the teams that they've played is a solid group of teams. I think I saw Florida was like 5-2, 5-2 or 6-2, and I'm like, yeah, that's a big win. We also all know what happens to the Devils whenever it's the second half of the year, but it's not the second half of the year, so we're going to celebrate the Devils.
They do this every year. They start off the best team in the league. They're the first to 20 points, even though they played 8 more games than everybody else. I don't know why the NHL does this to them, but they always come out with something to prove. Injuries hit them, and then they realize, oh, we're mid.
Yeah,
But this could be the year. They do. Jack Hughes and Nico are nice, so who
I was gonna say,
knows?
as long as Jack Hughes is on the ice, I think they're gonna be a good team. If he gets hurt or if he's not playing, that's when I feel like they start to
Things
get,
go to crap.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Timo Meyer over there, a pretty nice player too. They got some good scorers, but yeah, that's it for NHL right now. I mean, we're just going to kind of go through the motions, covering our teams, who's hot, who's not. There isn't like any too significant of injuries, at least worthy of note. At least I saw. So it's early on in the year, so it's not a whole
I
ton
think
to talk about as of
I
right
think
now.
Mark
So
Stone is out again, and he's on a long
shocker!
term out.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, 2 days ago they put him on it. It's a wrist injury apparently. So yeah,
wrist injury. Okay, okay, buddy. Okay. All right, we're gonna jump over to NFL. Couple quick things. No winless teams anymore. It makes me sick to my stomach. I faced Brees Hall today. I'm going to lose because of it. I hate the Bengals with every bone in my body. What do you guys do? 39-38. I just. Justin Fields is pissed off. I mean, we had this whole quarterback controversy. What is Fields going to play? Is he not going to play? He's not going to play, but we're not going to tell anybody. And then Saturday, Tyrod Taylor out. He's just destined to start for the Jets, and Woody Johnson's a moron. But
his batting
I
range is just
mean,
not good enough.
no, it's not. No, it's not. But do you have any quick reactions to that game before we move on to the Bills and Ravens here?
I mean, the fact that they scored 39 is absolutely insane.
Well, it's the second time they scored 30, so I mean, like,
It's
they're just.
crazy. Granted,
It's
it's the
not like they
Bengals.
can't score,
Yeah,
but
granted, it's the Bengals defense, and the Bengals defense is absolutely horrid. But Justin Field apparently isn't the only quarterback that had a chip on their shoulder this weekend, because there's a lot of controversy around Tua, and Tua also balled out and threw for I think 250 plus yards and 4 touchdowns. So
screw you
crazy.
to them. It's not your fault. I'm just pissed that Atlanta just didn't use Bijan today. Freaking morons. What are you idiots doing? Um, what a disastrous game for him today. This should have been a 40-point game for him. He got me like 5. But I don't blame Bijan. I never blame my glorious King Bijan. I blame Kirk Cousins, and I blame the freaking Falcons for being incompetent.
I feel
Put
like
Penix back in, bro.
I also feel like this is I'm not gonna say this is Kirk's fault, but I feel like every time they put Cousins back in, their whole playbook changes and like the offensive coordinator clams up and doesn't know what to do.
Here's the playbook. I don't care if it's Cousins, Fields,
Hand
the
it to
dead
Bijan.
corpse of. I don't care if it's Jim McMahon. I don't care if it's my dead grandmother.
Give
Give
it
it
to
to freaking Bijan.
even if it's Matt Ryan.
He had
Give it
9 carries today. What are we doing? And the one touchdown went to Aguilar. Like, I'm sorry. Why?
Why?
I just I freaking Atlanta. I might trade him just because I hate the coaches there. I'm not gonna do it, Bijan. I won't do it. I won't do it. I love you too much. You're too good. But um We'll start with the Bills here. Are the Bills back? I know they played Carolina, and I know the Patriots put up a similar score, 42-13 on Carolina. Buffalo dropped a 40 bomb on them. But is Buffalo in the right track to being a contender for the number one spot? Do we feel like they've addressed their issues? How do we feel about Buffalo right now?
I feel like the defense is still an issue. Um, I wouldn't say they've solved that. I will say this is a good Carolina team that was coming off 3 wins in a row, and they haven't lost at home. They've actually looked drastically better at home than they have on the road. And so I feel like for the Bills to be able to go in and put up the 40 bomb that they did against the Panthers is impressive. I don't think our question has ever been that offense. I
No.
think Josh Allen is going to do Josh Allen things. I feel like they need to address two issues, and then I can say, yeah, they're going to be the number one team out of the AFC.
One caveat: they did have 7 sacks today and an interception. I do want to throw, and they forced 3 fumbles.
Sheesh.
So
Um,
I do want to
also,
mention that, like,
Andy Dalton was the quarterback.
okay, Bryce Young would have fumbled it 4 times and gotten sacked 9 times. I mean, you
Anyways,
know,
I feel like the defense, when you play a team that can actually run the ball, they've got to shore up their defensive schemes of stopping the run. I
they
think
kept down. Yeah,
they're great against the pass. They're pretty good. That's not the issue. The other thing on the offensive side, they need a receiver. I feel like they need a number one guy that they can trust every single week.
Stephon Diggs.
I just feel like you can't expect, and I feel like they ran into this issue a couple weeks ago, uh, where they don't have a number one guy, and it's hard for all these young guys that they have. Which the young guys are good players, and I'm not trying to take that away from them. But sometimes when you have that number one guy, it takes the pressure off of the young guys because those younger guys are playing one-on-one coverage or they're playing zone more often. So it's easier to find the hole in the zone or wherever the defense isn't in the zone and find those gaps. Where I feel like when you have young guys or when you have that number one guy is taking a lot of the eyes of the defense, especially if it's a passing situation. Um, and I just don't think they have that, unfortunately. And I feel like if they could address that also, I feel like that would change drastically what this offense looks like. This offense is already a good offense. When you have Cook in the backfield, Josh Allen, Kincaid, and that offensive line, like they're a solid team. Like you can run that run game for so long, and I still feel like having a number one option for Allen would be super helpful for him and that
yeah,
team.
for sure. Um, yeah, James Cook had a heck of a day. 19 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, unbelievable. They kept Dowdle under 60 yards, granted on 8 carries, so he did average 6.8 yards a carry, and they had to abandon the run because things escalated pretty quickly.
Yeah,
So not a great day for Carolina fans, but hindsight's 2020. You guys are 4-4. That's about 3 more wins I thought you'd have. Heck, what am I kidding? 4 more wins I thought you'd have. So to be 500, it's not the worst thing. But they really want to stop playing the AFC East right now because I think this is their second loss to the AFC East, allowing 40 points. So not a fun time for them right now. The other team that we're discussing, are they so back? Are the Baltimore Ravens taking down the Bears 30-16 and one. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not bringing up brain rot, but it was a certain score and a certain variation that might trigger some people. So we'll just say the first number was 6. The Bears had 6. Baltimore had more than 6. Um, but Tyler Huntley came in 186 yards on 17 for 22, and a touchdown pass. Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns, which again that killed me. Caleb Williams, though, no, most notably. I guess I see what you're saying now. He did have 285 yards, but his quarterback rating was 77 and no touchdowns. So, but we'll get into that in a minute. Do we think Baltimore, is there a shot that Baltimore still makes the playoffs? And keep in mind, only 4 or 5 teams have ever done this in NFL history, starting 1-5.
Do they have a shot? Yeah. I don't think the AFC North is that great.
No.
Um, I feel like that's a very winnable division for them. The Browns aren't great. I mean, the defense is pretty good, but other than that defense, that offense is
Clearly not that good, as we'll
so
discuss in a second.
are so up and down. They have the Dolphins next week, which I feel like is another win. So that gets them back to what 3-6.
They're two
Um,
and five right now,
Three and
so
five.
they wouldn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they
they'll
got
be
a
three and
three-game
five.
road stretch here, though.
They'll play the Bengals twice later on, which once again depends on when they play the Bengals. Because if it's with Joe Burrow, then it could be a different squad that they're facing. And then they play the Steelers twice. I feel like there's a lot of room for them to still make the playoff. I think it's going to be very difficult for them. That defense
Yeah,
just isn't great.
it stepped
I,
up
I would
today.
say
I
they
know
look
it's only the
they,
Bears, but
they look
they
better.
did. They they kept them honest, and they did enough to allow Tyler Huntley to manage the game and
Yeah,
take a massive one
and I
that they
also feel
needed.
like once you get Lamar back, that takes a lot of the quarterback not great play at quarterback away from that, and you got Lamar and you got your
Yeah,
offense back, which is why I think them going to Miami and playing Miami is going to be good. That Miami defense is horrid and um, one of the worst defenses against the rush. And I mean, Baltimore is known for their rushing offense and Derrick Henry in the backfield and Lamar Jackson, who can make stuff happen with his legs. So I feel like it's a good time to be Baltimore's defense. Like you had a good week this week, you can build off of it next week against a not great Miami Dolphin offense. And then who knows, maybe that snowballs and they get their footing and they start looking like the Baltimore D that we thought they were going to be. But once again, they just have a lot of injuries on that Baltimore defense. I mean, they were without Van Noy for a little bit. Kyle Hamilton was out. I don't know if he's back or either of them are back. I know Van Noy this week was questionable all the way. Um, the guy that they're paying the most, I can never remember his name. His defensive lineman
Roquan
also is
Smith.
out. Yeah, out for the season, so they don't get him. So it's been a lot of injuries for that defense, and so it makes sense that they're giving up the points that they are giving up. But now you had a good week this week, and you have the Dolphins next week, and if you can build off of it, I feel like you can make a run at the AFC North and make the playoffs.
Absolutely. Not a lot of room to, not a lot of wiggle room at this point. Still, I mean, you still got to play Green Bay, New England late in the year. Theoretically, they should be able to beat New England, but it's the third to last week, and who knows where they'll be at that point. I mean, they very easily could still lose two. If they lose 3 more games up to that game, they might be out of things. I don't know. But this is very promising that you're able to come in. A defense keeps the Chicago honest and get a win without Lamar. So it's a step in the right direction for sure. But speaking of Caleb Williams, my buddy, he was trolling me a couple weeks ago. You know, he kept saying aligned, aligned. Caleb Williams is better. We all think so. We're aligned. And he's bragging about the fact that Caleb Williams, I think week 2 or 3, a couple weeks into the year, he did have more touchdowns than Drake Maye. How is that holding up? Let us see, chat. Let us see how that's holding up overall and how they did today. Okay, it doesn't look like ESPN's updated stats, but I can do the math. But Caleb Williams versus a defense that's ranked, I imagine, bottom 5, right? It's been pretty bad.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, 25 for 38, 285 yards. Face value, that's not bad. 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Only sacked once, mind you. So he didn't have a ton of pressure getting to him. Quarterback rating 77.2, and I think a good amount of those yards were garbage time. Drake Maye versus a a top 10 defense. A lot of people are saying this could be a trap bank game because of their defense. 18 for 24, 282 yards. So 3 less yards on what, 7 less completions? And 14 less attempts. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 6 times, albeit that pass rush is disgusting, I'll say.
4 times alone by Miles Garrett.
Yeah, 4 by Miles Garrett. He's an animal.
Yeah.
So Will Campbell had a really bad day, but
Miles
he's had a good year up to this point, and you face Miles Garrett your first time in your career, that's understandable. But so, I mean, are we aligned? Because it seems like, and granted, one was on the road, one was at home, but blah blah blah. I think it's safe to say Drake Maye, as of right now, is better. He has 15 touchdowns, 3 picks. That should put him close to 2,000 passing yards on the year. His quarterback rating is through the roof. He had another quarterback rating of 130 today, whereas Caleb Williams still stuck under 10 touchdown passes because he's now gone 2 weeks in a row without one, I believe. He'll throw in another interception, so he has 4. He has 1 more than May. And I believe roughly 500 less passing yards on probably more attempts. So, I don't know. Are we aligned? Buddy, Drake Maye's better. Just embrace it. Now, I'll say one last thing. Is Drake Maye in the better situation? Probably. Last year, I'd say he was in the worst. Getting Mike Vrabel and McDaniels, I think it changed the complete opposite. I think it made it, of all the 3 quarterbacks taken in those first 3 picks, gave Maye the best situation on top of the soft schedule. But nonetheless, I mean, skill issue, take the L, Drake Maye's better. So that's all I had to say on that. Let's see. Let's go over to college ball. I'll let you go into Texas here in a second. I'll just talk about Illinois. Illinois sucks. I hate everything. Shoot me. Lost to Washington. I knew we were going to lose this game or a game around here. College football playoff bid was already over when we lost to Indiana, but for some reason people still thought we had a slim chance because of our USC one maybe. But I just hope we can win 8 games this year. If we can do that, it's somewhat successful. But the receivers are terrible and the defense is atrocious. So they can all transfer to China for all I care. So screw every last one of you. Luke Altmaier, it's not your fault. You're still Pookie. You deserve better. Texas, you're a loser team of the week. Tell me about it. We did not have a good college football week.
No, we ended up pulling it off in
You did.
overtime. 45 to
You
30.
did.
But we gave up 38 points to Mississippi State, team that hasn't won an SEC game yet and hasn't won an SEC game at home in 3 years. Absolutely crazy that this game was even close. I don't want to put this on the defense because the defense was on the field for a long time. And the way that Mississippi State offense plays wears you down because they are snapping the ball quick. 15 seconds comes off the clock and they're already snapping the ball. So it's exhausting as a defense. Offense had 14 points in the first half. Let me rephrase. Had 14 points in the first quarter on your first 2 drives and then decided not to score the rest of the time. Once again, this is not Arch Manning's fault. Arch, yes, he did miss throws, but once again was getting pressured every single snap that he was dropping back on. The run game, at least in the first half, was not good at all. They couldn't get anything going against literally, I think it was like the 112th rush defense in college football. So one of the worst, and he still couldn't get any sort of running game going. It's just, this offense is just atrocious in so many ways. They just don't have playmakers. The offensive line can't get any push. The offensive line can't protect. It's just horrible. The defense is probably one of the best defenses in college football. which is crazy to think about because they lost a lot of players to the draft because they were one of the best last year. Also, the defense looked good. They stepped up when it mattered the most. Only gave up 14 points in the second half. So when you think about that, they after half they reestablished themselves, and only gave up 14 points. And you got lucky that they only gave up 14 because you couldn't score, and the only reason you tied the ball game was because you had another punt return for a touchdown. Uh, didn't even score that one on offense. Arch Manning got hurt at the end of the game. Don't know what happened. I will say the backup came in and threw an absolute dime to the right corner of the end zone. It couldn't have been placed better. Then the defense stepped up. Mississippi State's half of overtime and absolutely swamped them. So Texas escapes. They play Vandy this week, which will be an interesting one. They play at home though, so we get Vandy at home, which will be an interesting one. Diego Pavia has continued to show why he's great and why he's a good college football quarterback. Just got to stop the run, which they have all year, and just got to stop the QB run. So if they can do that, then they can come back home and beat Vandy, and then maybe they get rolling. But as long as Manning is healthy, I feel like we can get that game. Even if he's not, backup quarterback kind of looked good on the 2 attempts that he had. So
Good for
we'll see
him.
what happens.
Oh yeah, and Abilene University lost their bye week this week. They're back to being poverty. I can't believe they're still ranked. It's baffling to me. They're
It's
23rd.
wild.
They absolutely don't deserve it after losing to Southern Utah, but whatever. Um, but I guess having multiple ranked wins probably keeps us above. That's probably why. But a couple other maybe notable games. LSU got clapped by A&M in their house. So LSU's done for A&M. Looking like they could be a sneaky contender this year.
Vandy escapes against
Van,
Missouri.
thank goodness I hate Mizzou with a passion. And we also got Vandy as a potential powerhouse before GTA 6. Indiana's number 2. The only other thing I wanted to quickly note was Bama escaped the win in South Carolina. Got a last second touchdown. That game was probably a little closer than it should have.
I will say, I feel like anytime Alabama, and I think Saban said this even on College Game Day, that anytime they go into South Carolina, it's always a trap game, no
It's a
matter
trap
what.
game, and
And
they've had, yeah, that's fair.
and South Carolina seems to just always have success against Bama.
They just prepare very well for them, and
Yeah,
clearly Alabama doesn't prepare well for South Carolina, I guess. But
but Bama escaped.
they're credit in their defense. South Carolina has the North Sellers, so that's a big part of it. So, yeah, I don't really want to talk college ball right now though because it's sad boy hours over here, and
And then
I hate college ball.
Ole Miss
Oh
went to
yeah,
Oklahoma and took down
pulled
Oklahoma.
that one out. That was a close game for a
That was a
while. It
good
was
one.
back and forth. That was a good one. Ole Miss looks legit. Oklahoma's had a rough schedule. They look pretty good. We'll just see if they. I think that puts them at 2 losses, or that put them at 3.
Oklahoma's now at 2, but they have some more gauntlet to run.
So yeah, they just have a really difficult schedule. We'll see. They might still get in if the committee just feels like they're one of the best 12 teams. I mean, competitive wise, they're a pretty good team, but losing at home is tough.
That's
So
a big question for Oklahoma. Yeah, they play Tennessee this week, and then they play
yeah,
Alabama. Both of these are on the road. They play Tennessee on the road
it
and Bama on the
it's
road.
Jover. I'm sorry, it's Jover.
Oh, hold on, and then they come home and play Missouri. So that next
They
3
should beat
games are.
Mizzou. They should beat Mizzou.
It depends. If Mizzou's run game is good, they have the best run offense in college football. So it'll be a
I'm
really
shocked I
good.
haven't heard that. Mizzou fans tell us about everything
Oh,
in their
really?
existence for every 5 seconds. Yes.
He's
So
he's
many people that have gone to Mizzou around in this area tell us about how they've gone to Mizzou like every other day. Like,
well, Mizzou hasn't ever been relevant except for the past 2 years in the SEC.
yeah, I agree. They're the kind of people that are like, the vegans that talk about how they feel like they need to be vegan and tell everybody that's this equivalent. That's what Mizzou fans do. Literally, when Michael Sam won Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC, it was like, oh, he was SEC Defensive Player of the Year. It's like, okay, cool. He's not going to be good in the NFL. And what a shocker, he wasn't. But good
I
on
don't
you, I
even
guess, though.
I don't even know if he played a game.
I don't think so either. I don't even know if he cracked the practice squad.
He was on the Cowboys
Um,
practice squad. I do know that.
okay. I knew he started with the Rams, but he got cut. Um, but yeah, we'll see how college ball goes. It's a lot of chaos, so that's the one plus to that. But right now, I'm just locked into Drake May Mondays. We're gonna have another elite Drake May Monday tomorrow, baby. Let's go! So, all right, last sport we have to talk about. I'll let you just highlight. Let me just get this out of the way right now. Luca, not I almost said Luca sucks. Luca, I apologize. You don't suck. You know I meant Nico. Nico, you are a terrible human. No, I'm not gonna go that far. Nico, you are a bum. I'll put it that way. You are an idiot. Congratulations, 0-2. But you have an elite defense that just allowed 119 to the Wizards at home. Elite defense, though. Elite defense. Trust the process. So, but I'll let you do the ranting. Let us know. Luka's not doing that well, right? He's not. He's surely they're 1-1. Luka hasn't played that well. Tell the people.
Luca dropped two 40 bombs.
Almost a 50.
Almost to 50. He scored 49 points in one of them.
Oh my
Almost
gosh.
opening night almost had a triple double. Double was one assist away from a triple double. 12 rebounds, 9 assists. But yeah, Luca's the issue. Um,
Yeah, he's fat. Remember, he's fat.
Granted, I will say this. I like Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag has had a pretty
Yeah.
productive first couple games. Cooper Flag, this is not a shot at you. We love you. We still think you're a great player, but this is more a shot at Nico Harrison. I don't understand why I mean, what, we're 6, 7, 8 months removed from this trade now, and I don't understand
Sorry.
how. I don't understand how we still think this was a solid trade, or how you can even back yourself on this trade. I mean, you lost what, 125-97 in game one against the Spurs, which granted, it's the Spurs.
I think they're going to be good this year.
Wemby's
To
good,
to
but
their
like
credit, they're going to be
125,
good.
I don't think they're that good. And then you let the Wizards, the
That's the
the
problem.
the Wizards.
The
I
Wizards.
can't name anyone on that team. I
Um.
don't even
Oh,
think.
they have an Illini player. Something Riley. Crap.
Regardless, you let
Yeah.
119 to a team that shouldn't have even scored that much. But once again, trust the process. Dallas fans, I'm sorry, we're having to suffer. Um, but I like Cooper Flag. I think he's going to be good, but he's just no Luca. Our hearts were torn away from us when Luca was traded, and you're just the second guy that came in. And our hearts are still with Luca.
I still DM Nico to this day. I got a beef with this man. I'm waiting for him to block me. All right, so come on, man. He should have been fired a long time ago. I know. Ultimately, I mean, like the whole point of having Cooper, though, you can't judge him after 2 games. It's gotta give it time. So we will see. Apparently, Pat Bryant got a sick TD. We'll have to cover that next week. But that has me hyped. So let's go, baby. Good job, number. You know ball. Um, but that's just a brutal whiff. And we'll see how long until Anthony Day-to-Day Davis gets hurt again. Don't want him to, but let's not kid
It's
ourselves.
gonna happen.
He's playing 55 games. So, but what about the 3 years ago when he played 77? What about the 5 years prior to that? Congratulations. He played 70 games in a season for the first time in his career. Good job. The last thing we had on the agenda, Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier were arrested for illegal poker, gambling, and giving the NBA information about injury reports to bet on games to the mafia. That's bonkers.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
there's four mafia families that got arrested with um, Chauncey and Terry Rozier.
We got the mafia still existing before GTA 6.
And
That's wild.
I heard the FBI guy that did the press conference. I can't ever remember his name. He did his like little briefing, and he named the four mafia families, and I was like, oh yeah, those names are definitely Italian mafia names.
Name them. Do you have them pulled up?
No,
That's okay. It's not a
let
huge
me
deal.
let me see if I can find it really quickly. One of them is called the La Casa Nostra, or Nostra, however you want to pronounce it. The Bonanno, the Gambino, the Genovese, and
Gambino is
the
crazy.
Lucchese family. Yeah,
Lucchese.
yeah. Some of their nicknames are Flappy, Juice,
That's
the Wrestler.
juice. The first one feels very Italian. The other two don't.
Floppy is crazy. Joe Batters.
Joe Batters is hilarious.
It's wild.
This
But
kind of makes me want to join the mafia.
yeah. So if you have been living under a rock and haven't seen this is affect not just the NBA, but a lot of just sports in general, because it feels like this isn't going to be the end of it, and that there may be some more people tied to this. Otani. Uh, but Chauncey got arrested for um, apparently participating in an illegal gambling game, whatever, with the knowledge that they were cheating. Apparently, it came out that there was like X-ray machines. People had glasses on because they were marking cards. All of that. He did not. He was not involved in any of the illegal, like giving out NBA reports or injury reports or who's playing, who's not, stuff like that to um, the mafia and whoever is running their bookies. So he wasn't involved in that. He was involved in the illegal poker games that were being talked about. Terry Rozier was involved in just providing information about him playing or other people's on his team playing, and giving that to people so that they could go and bet on those different things. So it's just a crazy thing. They're not the only two that have been arrested. Apparently, there's 34 that have been arrested in all of this. Like I said, I don't know if this is like done or if because
There's no way.
it sounded like the FBI guy was saying that there may be more involved. That this isn't it, and so I don't know what else is going to come out. So it could become a huge deal, but I think this just opens a huge question of should gambling even be legal, or sports gambling? Should sports gambling even be legal because now it's so accessible and these guys have
Well,
a lot of access to it? That's a different conversation, but it's just crazy to think that we're here and we're two guys that one's a head coach of the Portland Trailblazers and the other is an actual player on the Hornets involved in this is crazy.
yeah, ridiculous. My quick take on this is, I think it's dumb that the NBA sponsors gambling and then has all this going on. Like, it shouldn't be a main sponsor. I think that's, to me, it's a conflict of interest and a little hypocritical. Um, Obviously, what Rozier and Billups did was wrong, but ultimately, what's worse? Selling information about betting to the mafia or punching your wife in an elevator? And you know what that punching your wife in an elevator gets you? 2 games. So, um, great priorities. Neither are great situations, but I like to think most people say any physical violence is typically worse. So, and I'm sure a lot of these guys too probably need help. I don't think you're doing any of these guys favors by saying you're banned from league, blah blah blah, because of one gambling. I'm sure what they did is really bad, but if you find yourself in these situations, you're an addict. You're straight up an addict. Get them help, man. So, but whatever. That's my 2 cents on that. I think it's bonkers. And I think the craziest part about this is Stephen A. is finding a way to blame Trump. I mean, that's just unbelievable. These guys are literally selling information to the mafia in 2025. Yeah, it's Trump's fault. Whatever.
And this is
Um,
investigation
2 years.
on just this. So Trump wasn't even in office.
No, it was not. But whatever. Rent free at Stephen A. So, any last thoughts until otherwise we'll head out for the episode.
No. Go Blue Jays.
Go Blue Jays indeed, and go Drake Maye. Can't wait to watch Drake Maye Monday once again. So until next time, we will see you all later.